so pissed today about Helene and No Milton's on the way and just watching people who lost everything. And I mean, this is the take, right? But it goes even deeper for me. I mean, it gets expensive compared to what? Like, yes, we should be investing in stopping climate change and preparing for disasters because it's going to pay off in the end. But like, okay, even more than that, just like expensive for whom? I was just looking at like how expensive these hurricanes are going to be. They're estimating that Helene is costing $250 billion. And that is going to fall on the victims, the people who survived the storm, whose houses were destroyed. So like we're paying that. And meanwhile, our government is sending billions of dollars in subsidies to the people who created this storm every single year. Like we are literally paying big oil and fossil fuel billionaires to do this to us. And then when it happens to us, we foot the bill. I'm just so angry. And like, yes, it makes financial sense to stop climate change. We need to immediately invest in millions of green union jobs to build the energy infrastructure we need to get off fossil fuels. We need to be building high-speed rail right now. Like, I mean, years ago would have been great, but now is the second best time so that when hurricanes hit, we don't end up with what we're seeing right now. I was just talking to one of my friends and her family is in Tampa and couldn't evacuate because there was just no gas and they were afraid that they were going to be stuck on the highway when a Category 5 hurricane slammed into them. There's all these investments that are going to pay off in the end and we should be making them. But more than that, I'm seeing online this tendency that I think happens. It's very American and it's very capitalist, right? Which is like people are going to be in Tampa when the hurricane hits. And I think it's kind of comforting if you're not there to say to yourself, if that was me, I would make a different decision. I would get out. Like I would be able to protect myself because it makes us believe that like this bad thing happening to someone else wouldn't happen to us because we would make better choices. We do this all the time about poverty, right? Of like, oh, well, poor people should just work harder. And that's actually not what's happening. I mean, Asheville is the perfect example of this. Asheville was like advertised as a haven from climate change. So people making the best possible decision about climate change were told to move to Asheville because you're going to be safe. And I think it just shows that there is nowhere we can run that's safe from climate disasters. There's no personal decision we can make that's going to protect us. And what we need to do is get fucking pissed, not at everyday people who are like trying to respond to these disasters as best as possible, but like at the people who are creating it. Fuck big oil. Fuck big oil. Fuck the billionaires who knew this was coming 50, 60 years ago and still decided to drill as much as they possibly could, even though they knew this was going to happen. Like, fuck them. All of our anger needs to be put on these guys, and we need to make them pay. Like, let's make them pay. I don't know. Anyway, join the Sunrise Movement. The only way we're going to make them pay is by forcing our government to make them pay. And we can do it. Movements are the way we do it. It's happened throughout history, but we all got to pitch in. If you're in Florida, stay safe. I'm thinking about you.